Yo, what's good with y'all, man? Appreciate all the support and the love. We're gonna get right into it though today, man. I got 4 traits of a feminine man, or 4 signs that you are feminine. Number 1, you're very sensitive and emotional. Very sensitive and emotional. What I mean by sensitive and emotional is so what y'all gotta understand about sensitive and emotional men is, first of all, I've said this before in my videos, jail and the grave are filled with emotional men. I think it's a misconception in our culture that because somebody will crash out, that makes them tough or that makes them a gangster or whatever. In reality, then they just emotional. And that's really a feminine trait. If somebody say something to you and you feel like you gotta crash out, or you crashing out over something stupid because you can't control your emotions, that's feminine, bro. I'm gonna just keep it 100 with you. That's being emotional. Not being able to control your emotions is a feminine trait. That is a feminine trait. Also, if you arguing, and this is a part of being emotional and sensitive, if you arguing with your girl a lot, or arguing with a lot of people a whole bunch of times, and you can't control yourself, and you know what I'm saying, you gotta go back and forth and you gotta raise your voice, bro, those are all feminine traits. So you gotta look yourself in the eye, you gotta look yourself in the mirror, look yourself in the eyes in the mirror, reflect. And you need to make sure that you don't do this, because arguing and all of that, wanting to fight everybody and can't control your emotions, crashing out, those are all feminine traits, because you can't control your emotions. So you feel like you got to yell at somebody, you feel like you got to get in people's face, you feel like you got to put your hands on people. I've learned over the years, because I'm gonna keep it 100 with y'all. When I was younger, nobody really explained the importance of controlling controlling my emotions to me. So when I was younger, I was like that. I'm gonna keep it 100 with y'all. I wanted to fight, I wanted to argue, I wanted to go back and forth, all of that stuff. Now I'm more cool and collected. I'm more calm, cool, and collected. Like, I can you can be passionate about stuff, like if you debating a point or whatever the case may be, but that's a total different point. But arguing, being emotional, wanting to fight, and all of that, that's why the jail is full of emotional men. That's why the grave is filled with emotional men, because they don't know how to control themselves. They don't know how to control their emotions. That is a feminine trait. Those are feminine traits. Sensitive of being like overly touchy. Like, can't nobody criticize you. Can't nobody say nothing to you without you feeling some type of way. You feel like you gotta over-explain because somebody tried to critique you. That's being sensitive, bro. Those are feminine traits. If you really look at how the world is naturally between men and women, women are more emotional. Women are more in touch with their emotions. Masculine men don't do a lot of that stuff. See, nowadays, I'm not gonna argue with you. I'm not gonna go back and forth with you. I'm not gonna argue with you. I'm worried about how we can get to a solution. And I'm not talking about just a girl, I'm talking about whoever. I'm definitely not about to argue with no dude, because it's only gonna go a couple different ways. Either I'm gonna walk away and we gonna peacefully just bow out and leave this alone, or it's gonna go that way. But what I'm not gonna do is argue with you, go back and forth with you, yell at you, get in your I'm not doing none of that stuff. Those are feminine traits. And I see a lot of guys out here that act like that. And like I said, in our culture, we look at the dude that's crashing out or that did something to somebody as gangster or tough or whatever. And in reality, that's not the case. In reality, that's not the case. It's a feminine dude. He's an emotional, feminine dude. So you gotta know how to be in control of your emotions. And if you want some help with that, go look at my video on how to control your emotions. Yeah, man, just not being able to control your emotions, that definitely does make you feminine. You know what I'm saying? Go back to my video on how to control your emotions. You have to get control of your emotions. You shouldn't be out here arguing with people. You shouldn't be getting emotional every time somebody says something to you. You shouldn't be overly touchy and overly sensitive. That's feminine. It's feminine. It's just what it is. Y'all think it's gangster. Y'all think it's tough. It's not. A lot of the things that we see in our culture, and a lot of things that we see on social media, that is not the right way. People think, oh, he ain't nothing to play with, man. You even look at him wrong, he gonna do this or do that, man. That ain't. A man, a real masculine man knows how to compose himself, knows how to be stoic, knows how to be like, I'm not even gonna let you get me, I'm not gonna let you get me out of character. Now, if you step in my face, you step in my presence, is a different story. But talking and all that ain't gonna do nothing. You see what I'm saying? You have to be stoic. A good book on stoicism that I would recommend is The Meditations by Marcus Aurelius. That's an amazing book. Y'all should definitely go read it or listen to it, however you want to consume it. But that is number 1. You are feminine if you are emotional and overly sensitive. You see what I'm saying? If you feel like every time somebody say something, you just in your feelings and you feel some type of way and you want to argue and all of that, man, you feminine, bro. You got, I'm not gonna say you feminine, but you have a feminine trait. But that's number one. Number two, and this is kind of a two-part thing, but you have a problem or you have an issue being assertive. You have an issue being assertive and you're also indecisive. I'm gonna talk about being indecisive because I think that's the bigger point. And what I mean by indecisive, so when you're dealing with a woman, right? When you're dealing with a girl, and I'm gonna stop saying girl because I just think, let's talk about women. Let's talk about women. When you're dealing with a woman, right, bro, saying to her, yo, you know, what you want to eat, or she be like, what you want to eat, and you say, well, I don't know, whatever you want, or should I wear this or should I wear that? You don't know how to make decisions, bro. You gotta, as a man, as a masculine men know how to just make decisions. When you dealing with a woman, bro, she's looking for you just to make the decision for her. Don't keep asking her over and over again what she want to eat. And this is a very, very small example. Very small example, but I'm just trying to be relatable because I want y'all to understand my point. You need to just be like, all right, bet we going to this place. All right, bet we doing that. You gotta be the man. You have to make the decision. Being feminine or being indecisive is a feminine trait. You don't know how to make decisions. When you ask a woman what she want to eat, a lot of times they don't know. They just want something to eat. They want you to pick it for them. When they ask you, oh, what shoes should I wear? Should I wear these or that? Don't be like, oh, no, no. Tell her, hey, put those on. I like those. Those go with your outfit or whatever. Boom, boom, boom. Learn how to make decisions as a man. Learn how to just say, we're doing this or we're doing that. We're eating this or we're doing that. Or we're eating, you know what I'm saying? And it's not even just about with women. It's just about in life in general. Sitting there contemplating over and over again, being indecisive. I'm sorry, bro. That is a feminine trait. Because a masculine man, which I got to understand is we're going to look at the results. We're going to look at the results. We're going to look at what makes sense. And we're going to make a decision based off of that. We're not thinking a whole lot and a whole bunch. We're going to go with the decision that makes the most sense. You see what I'm saying? That's what women look to us for. I'm about to stop saying girls on this channel because women want you to go ahead and just say, this is what we're doing. This is what we're eating. This is where we're going. This is what we're doing. They want you to just make the decision. They don't want to have to make the decision for you because now you putting her in her masculine and now you in your feminine because you looking at her for the answer. When I make decisions based off of what makes sense. I make decisions based off of the results. I have the results in mind. I have the long run in mind. You see what I'm saying? So being indecisive is a feminine trait. I'm sorry to tell you. If you can't make a decision and you can't be assertive about your decision, that's a feminine trait. And the other side of this is being assertive. Bro, you gotta learn how to just, and I'm not just talking about with a woman or whatever, I'm talking about in general. I'll be assertive with whoever I need to be assertive with. I'll be assertive with the supervisor if I got somebody over me, with a coworker, with a friend, with a family member, with the woman. I'm going to, hey, look, this is what it is, and that's just how that's gonna go. We're not doing too much back and forth. If you said something off the wall to me, you disrespected me, whatever, I'm gonna tell you that you did that, and I'm gonna set the boundaries, and that's just what it's gonna be. If you can't be assertive and if you're very indecisive, those are feminine traits, bro. You don't know, I'm telling y'all, bro, and I'm gonna just keep bringing it back to women because I just think that's just how a lot of men relate to things when we talk about women. But, bro, don't no woman want you to be like, oh, I don't know, it's up to you. What you mean it's up to you? Nah, you give her two options. You wanna go here, you wanna go there. She said, all right, bet we going here. All right, bet we doing this. All right, bet we doing this. This is what it is. You have to, and like I said, not even just with women, just in your own life, you have to make decisions based off the results in mind. You have to make decisions based off of what makes sense. Being indecisive is a feminine trait. Like I said, when you ask a woman what you want to eat, bro, they don't know. How many dudes have dealt with women? You ask them what they want. You ask them where they want to go to eat. They always, majority of the time, they say they don't know because a lot of times they are indecisive. They just want the man to say, all right, bet we doing this. Or all right, bet I plan this for you. All right, bet I plan this for us. All right, bet you should do this. All right, bet you should do that. And that's just what it is, bro. You can't leave all the decisions up to her because she's going to lose trust in you. She's going to lose trust in your decision-making skills. You got to learn how to make decisions. And sometimes, are you going to be wrong? Yes, you can be wrong. There's nothing wrong with being wrong. There's nothing wrong with being wrong, making a miscalculation or making a mistake. But you have to make a decision based off of the results. Because when you're indecisive, a lot of times you're trying to go off how you feel. You're trying to go based off of how you feel about the decision. No, you need to make the decision that makes the most sense. So that's another one. If you're indecisive, you can't be assertive. Those are feminine traits, bro. Need to tighten up. Number 3, bro, and I've been saying this so much on YouTube. I just did a whole video on the bare minimum, bro. You don't want to work and you don't want to grind, and you think that the world is against you, or you don't want to work. Slim, I've been saying that so much these days on YouTube, bro. I've been saying it on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram. I've been saying dudes whine and complain about having to grind and saying things are so hard. Bro, I'm not worried about things being hard because I know that my life is going to be hard just because I'm a man in general. You see what I'm saying? Dudes out here these days ain't trying to grind. They not trying to put in 60, 70, 80 hours a week. And I'm not talking about just at a job. I'm talking about just in everything that you got going on. I put in way more than 40 hours a week on work. I'm not talking about just working my job. I work 40 hours a week on my job. I do content creation. I have another business that I'm trying to build up off the ground. I'm working on that. I'm doing way more than 40 hours. I'm doing way more than 40 hours. And dudes are complaining. Dudes are saying, oh, it's so hard. Make more money. That's what you need to do. All of that complaining, all of that crying, all of that, those are feminine traits, bro. Those are feminine traits. And I'm gonna tell you how that's a feminine trait. A lot of women that you see on social media these days, they talking about they don't want to work, or they want the man to do this and they want the man to do it. So what you want? You want a woman to take care of you? You want a woman to take care of you? I'm talking to the men. Do you want a woman to take care of you? I hope not. So all of that not wanting to work and all of that, this is so hard and all of that, man, you sound like a girl, bro. You sound like a sucker. I'm not trying to hear none of that. I'm not trying to hear none of that, bro. Like, that is just soft. We have to work as men. We have to work. We have to grind. We have to overly work. That's just what it is. We men, bro. So all of that not wanting to work stuff, bro, it's soft, dog. It really is. And you got a feminine mindset if you don't want to work. You don't want to grind. And you want to just do the bare minimum. And you think that the world is supposed to give you something in the world. You're entitled to this and you're entitled to that, man. You sound like a sucker, bro. Not even just a girl. You sound like a sucker. I ain't gonna hold you. I'm not gonna hold you, but that's number 3. And number 4, last but not least, man, you allow your woman to run your relationship. So what y'all gotta understand is, masculine men are attracted to feminine women. Feminine men are attracted to masculine women. Vice versa. Masculine women are usually attracted to feminine men. Feminine women are usually attracted to masculine men. Right? So what I mean by you allow your woman to lead the relationship, you're not a leader, Slim. You are in the feminine frame. If she has to run everything, bro, you feminine. And I'm not talking about even on a high level. I'm not even just talking about, because this can happen at a low level as far as just being boyfriend or girlfriend or whatever. You allow her to lead the relationship, and you also scared, and you let her disrespect you. You probably let her disrespect you. You probably let her walk all over you. All of that stuff, you are in the feminine. I'm not saying that masculine men disrespect women, but I'm saying allowing her to disrespect you, allowing her to lead, allowing her to walk all over you, and being scared for her to leave. You're in your feminine, bro. You're in your feminine frame because you're not being assertive. You're not, like, I'm gonna keep it 100 with y'all. Masculine men, bro, we not worried about somebody leaving. It is what it is. Leave. You're not gonna disrespect me. You cannot lead. I'm the leader. If you're gonna be with me, I am the leader. That's just what it is. And that's at a small level of just being boyfriend and girlfriend, and that's gonna go all the way up to eventually when I do get married. Because I know that there's a difference. There's levels. And I think even at the basic level, I must lead the relationship because I am the masculine one. I am the man. So if you're going to be with me as a woman, you're going to have to be feminine. And you have to follow my leadership. Even at the lowest level of just being boyfriend or girlfriend, and you just being around me and dealing with me. That's just what it is. But if you are allowing that woman to run everything, she tell you what to do, she tell you how it's going to go, bro, you the feminine one, Slim. Now, the 4 of these things are not the only thing that contributes to a man being feminine, but this is a good list, and I think a lot of men can relate to this. A lot of men can relate to some of these things because I see a lot of this stuff on a daily basis. And if you are feminine today, or if you have a feminine mindset today, that does not mean that you cannot break away from that and become masculine. And I'm gonna keep it a whole 100. I'm gonna keep it 100 with y'all. When I was a little younger, early 20s, I had a feminine mindset. I was argumentative and emotional. My girl led the relationship for the most part because I didn't know how to. I always wanted to work though. That wasn't a part. I ain't never had that issue. But I dealt with some of those things, so that's how I know that it's a lot of guys dealing with that. You don't have to though. Tighten up. If you got any of these traits, you can tighten up. You can change that stuff, bro. But those are 4 things or 4 traits that make you feminine, or 4 feminine traits. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate y'all if you made it to this point in the video. Leave a like, comment, subscribe. I appreciate y'all. I'll see you on another video. Love.